Innovation is part of our DNA. On a daily basis, we are moving about 3% of the world's GDP. We've evolved from being just a package delivery company, but also a company that is involved in freight and logistics services around the world, operating in about 200 countries and territories. So what this does is it gives us a bird's eye view of what's happening, right? So trends and patterns on what suppliers and companies are actually doing, but also what consumers are looking for. Our company celebrated its 110th anniversary last year. So in order to survive 110 years, we have gone through lots of political, economic, and even environmental changes. And what we need to be able to survive that is to constantly evolve. You know, we started off as a humble bicycle messenger company in Seattle, and then evolved into the Model T. With the introduction of the ocean shipping lines, we found ourselves getting into that space as well. Started an airline. Computers completely changed the way we operated. Our drivers used to go delivering packages with literally spreadsheets and spreadsheets of zip codes that they had to use. Computers changed that, so we saw the diode system, which has evolved over time, make it more efficient for our drivers to make deliveries. And today, we are looking at autonomous vehicles. We're looking at drone deliveries. We're using drones to do our cycle counts in the warehouses. We're exploring using robots in our warehouses to be able to move supplies, faster and more efficiently. And we have to do that. We have to do that if we want to be able to service our customers. We have to be able to do that if we want to service the consumers that are now so knowledgeable and have access to information at their hands and are expecting goods to be delivered to them instantly. But then that also gives us the competitive edge in making us move faster and more agile. Behind all that is the data that goes with it. And we're able to use that data that then we can go back and figure out, how do we optimize what we're doing today? How do we optimize the movement of goods from China to Africa? How do we optimize, if you're looking at just a simple case in the US, for instance, how do we optimize how our deliveries make those deliveries in a simple area like Atlanta, Georgia? Maximizing and increasing our efficiencies. So big data for us is a key area. But I'm not necessarily, I know you mentioned during your introduction, Patrick, that I'm big in innovation, but actually we do have a big team of folks that are involved in all that work, right? So doing all the analysis and coming up with the different technologies. And every year we're spending about $1 billion in technology. So we consider ourselves a logistics company, but a technology logistics company as well, because we have to do that. That's what our customers are expecting us to do. But in my role at EPS today, because I've been through several roles within the organization, in my role today, I'm responsible for our public affairs advocacy efforts in the region. And I bring that up to say that today you have a housewife sitting somewhere in the middle of Dubai who has started a business thanks to e-commerce and has changed her world. It has changed her family and has been able to change the economical outlook of the family as a whole. But thanks to e-commerce, we're grappling with e-commerce in the logistics space because of it's such a fast-changing pace, and it's been quite revolutionary for us, making us change how we operate everything. But then I bring up the advocacy area, because we still believe that there's a role for government in order for us to be able to do that. Last night during the Prime Minister's speech, he mentioned the necessity to have good governance and policies. So for us in public affairs, that's what we're doing. We're working with governments to ensure that we not only are able to protect our customers, but also make sure that the environment is conducive for us to be able to deliver the services that our customers are looking for. Customs clearance, we can create the best portals out there. We can invest as much as we want to in robotics and invest as much as we want to in technology, and have all the visibility tools that our customers are looking for. But once the goods come in to a border and cannot be able to cross, there's a bottleneck. We're not able to deliver the services that we need. So for us, working with governments and ensuring that they have modern customs clearance processes is key. That's one of the areas that we spend a lot of our time with my counterparts around the world. And also being able to talk to governments about what we're seeing, what's working, what's not working out there. How else can we be able to come in from a capacity building perspective? So not necessarily as criticizing what's happening, but more as a partner.